bans and watch the bans come down as far as operators. Starting things off will be Excelerate on the attack, banning out Glaz. Not a real shocker. Apologies that I have to continuously tab out to do this. And drop the game to 30 FPS. Second ban now coming in for Excelerate will be a Lion. Nothing shocking at all from the bans so far. Honestly, I'm very intrigued for this matchup. Excelerate versus Disrupt is interesting to me simply because of the loss of Gotcha and the way that Excelerate kind of picked up their play through the back half of the season. They weren't exactly the hottest team to start off. It was kind of Achieve trying to put everything on his back and carry it into form, but the rest of the team started to slowly show up throughout the course of the season. And look at that. It's the same 4 bans we had in the last 2 maps earlier on tonight. So, Glaz, Lion, Mira, Echo. Not really all that shocked. So, starting things off. Like I said, DG on defense on Oregon. With Excelerate on attack to start things out. Just double checking to make sure everything's right as far as the overlay goes. It should be good. Yep. Everything's good. We're rocking. We're ready to get going. Spade's going to 6-pick off the pulse to a Valkyrie, so still getting the advanced info with a Nitro Cell.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
And we're going to get things underway with a basement defense to start things off for DG. The Mute coming out to meet the hatch immediately for Skittles, and I'm going to be focusing in on Skittles quite a lot this evening because he is the technical newcomer, obviously a member of this roster of iterations past. But making his return, and I just want to see how he does in the new environment. Obviously, he's not even rocking a tag. The tagless man in a lobby full of 9 other men rocking tags, so a little bit of a lonely space to be in for Skittles. Typically, we've seen DG hold meeting quite aggressively, and the Skittles venturing upstairs into meeting to get his reinforcements down on the pantry wall. Evil Waffle's going to drop down to join Remorse on site, so Skittles and Mod going to be holding down, meeting with Spades on the back tower stairs. It's going to be up to Excelerate to pick this apart. Drones coming through showers. I realize I left the FPS counter on in the bottom left corner. I'll turn that off after the round. Valkyrie cam going to be heard being dropped out outside, even though Spades is still all the way in the back of tower stairs. Awkward sound there, but more drones coming out as the entry from EXG. A little delayed, but taking their time, making sure their setup doesn't have any holes in it. Schlongy's made his entry in upstairs on the Zofia. Claiming the map control of the top floor, and Crusher's gonna... I don't know actually what that was. Something blew up and he actually shot the drone accidentally, so rest in peace, the drone. Lots of shots coming in from Spades over in the tower window, left side of T2. Not going to land, but will be enough to dissuade Schlongy from poking his head out into the middle of that frame for an extended period of time. Hibana charges coming out onto the main hatch and the classroom wall to open up visibility. More drones coming out as the defensive DG, quite reserved, quite relaxed. Spotting Achieved right now, making his way into the right side of meeting. His second drone coming through from Achieved. And Nyx as well, both drones stacking in the corner. Mod's going to take down one. The pre-fire's coming out, and Mod taking a little bit of damage to sandbags, but pressing through. Mod's going to claim the first victim of the evening, which will be Achieved. Skittles from the back using the MP5, trying to fire in support. And Mod's going to be able to escape now and drop down the hallway hatch. And as I say that, Crusher will remove Mod from play. So leveling things up in a 4v4. The bailout of meeting successful as everyone drops back downstairs. Schlongy making his way to the bottom of the main stairs. See Spades evacuate his position on the T2 stairs as well. So a minute left. Lots of utility still remaining on the side of Excelerate, trying to facilitate this push and get the plant down. Everyone on DG stacking in the back of supply room, waiting to be used. You still have 2 Nitro Cells from Skittles and Spades to be used. You still have 3 Toxic Babes and the Evil Eyes, so lots of utility. The first Evil Eye going to be saved. The grace of the ADS placed inside of Closet. Nick's going to be dropping in some smokes and unleashing the first set of phone calls. As Crusher undecided, looked like he was going to go through, but now Bio's going to drop hatch into the island. The Nitro Shell going to delete him from play as Spades. A great play from Supply Room. Nick's now dropping into the smoke and running straight up to the mirror with the diffuser in hand. Will claim a kill onto Evil Waffle. That's the smoke gone, but now peeks from the hallway. Crusher's trying to press up through, and he'll make it through the laundry rotate, dropping Remorse. Now turning the corner with the bearing 9, but no. Skittles slaps him down with the melee. Spades with 1, but can't find the second. Now it's down to a 1v1. Nick's against Spades. The SMG-12. A second phone call coming out now as Spades going to hear that ringing out at the main stairs. Trying to rotate back through behind Island as the diffuser is set right up against the reinforcement where a mirror would be. Baiting out the defuse. Nyx is turning the corner. Spades gets off, pre-firing in towards the closet, but not the rotate, although Nick's giving away his position on the pre-fires. Back and forth. It's a tense battle. Shot's not going to land for Nyx, and Spades turns the corner with the MPX. Nyx will fall, and DG will take round number 1 off the retreat defense downstairs. Accelerate Gaming just trying to plant in smoke behind the island, and obviously wasn't the game plan for success there. Easy range for all those nitro cells to be launched in from the backside. Even the aggressive plays from Accelerate, not enough to repel the oncoming wave of force from Disrupt bursting out of Supply Room into Laundry. We'll take the first round and head upstairs now into Kids and Dorms on the second defense. Spades flashing the Pulse and then the Ella initially. See if he wants to go for a 6 pick. Maestro camera rotate bug coming in clutch there. Not a singular clue what that means. I have not encountered that yet. If that is a popular bug. I've heard that also complained about in the Canadian Nationals. 6 picks to a Pulse and an IQ now for Bio and Spades. So we head topside to Kids and Dorms. Was very impressed that round from DG's patience, not trying to overextend in any way, holding meeting until they knew it was impossible, and unfortunately for Mod, he got caught out on the drop through the hallway hatch just a second earlier on the retreat, and would have preserved his life as well and preserved the man advantage. A little shocked that no one from Accelerate tried to split up and go for some back pressure, or even one person try and split up and head to a rotate on the backside just to, I don't know, apply some pressure from hallway, or maybe just hold the hallway hatch to make sure no one could easily rotate out from behind that deployable shield, or come out of Supply Room. Just no one really thinking multi-dimensionally, I guess, from Accelerate. Everyone's single-minded on that push, and sometimes it can be your downfall on Oregon. Other times it works out with an overwhelming, just brute force approach. Achieve not wanting anyone to make it into classrooms. He rips open the entirety of the wall for pure view from the front door behind White Van. Schlongi immediately hopping in to Armory as the first man to enter the building for Accelerate, and he'll make his presence known, taking down the default camera and pressing up all the way to the hallway with Crusher's drone and tail. Achieve doing some more reworking of the map, holding the bottom of the Armory stairs. That's where Spades is right now, actually, all the way down in Armory, using these pings in the cardiac sensor to relay info to the rest of the team. Not sure if he knows the top of the stairs have been blown open or not. It's a big issue. Although no one holding it currently, it could actually expose Schlong if he's not too wary of the pre-made holes by his teammate Achieved. Crusher making his way in will be blowing open the closet walls. Generator popped open with a minute gone in the round. No one really taking fights downstairs just yet. Mod and Skittles going to be the roam team downstairs with Remorse the ability to flex on the Legion on White stairs currently, and Spades could maneuver his way up the main stairs. That's exactly where he'll go right now. Launching a Nitro Cell and removing Achieve from play. Achieve the first man to fall in both rounds so far, just having a terrible stroke of luck with that entry buck. More drones coming through in tandem with the flashbangs, and Crusher's going to drop out as the breach, as he's already put down the diffuser. It's actually Nyx with the diffuser in hand this time around. Checking more flank drones, making sure their positioning is on point. Spades has made his way into meeting now on the rotate after using the Nitro Cell to claim the life of Achieved, and slowly making his way up the ladder. The Toxic Babe from Evil Waffle will choke off hallways. Only a minute remains now. The press coming through from Nyx is going to launch out the phone calls. Schlongi dropping a Claymore on the edge of the breach as well, and spotting out looked like a Legion mine. Schlongi pressing up to the top of White Stairs rotate, waiting for anyone to peek, but holding his ground inside of Generator, but he'll lose the fight to Remorse. Nyx, though, and Crusher will tack on for 2. More spray coming in from Remorse at the top of the white stairs. Just 3v3. As I say that, Skittles will drop Nyx and rushing through the white stairs on an immediate trade out by Crusher. And looking down white stairs to drop Skittles again with the trades. Once again, down to a 1v1. The phone ringing out on Mod, having to reclaim the diffuser from his fallen teammate, his Bio, as he's going to rip in towards Kids, triggering a Lesion Mine. Possibly the intel he needs. Not sure if there's a Valkyrie camera up inside of Kids to spot this out for Mod to go for the shots to the floor. If not, he's just going to have to rip up white stairs and try and take the engagement. Mod not making any moves just yet. Still at the bottom of white stairs. Waits for the plant to be completed. And now 45-second post-plant. And this is a bad spot to be in for Bio as he immediately rips out the Lesion Mine. Mod making his entry, whipping and turning, but unable to land the shots. Unsure of the location of Bio. And a close one there, but DG just falling apart on the objective in the retake. Not quite there. Mod taking a little bit too much time downstairs. It's an unfortunate circumstance for DG, and they'll drop round number 2 to level things up at a 1-1 tie. Scoreboard so far, Crusher having a very good start, as is Spades. Very back and forth round there as far as the trades go. It was really one-sided and then harsh to the other side in round number 1. As far as the kills go, Nyx going to be 6-picking off the Dokkaebi to a Capitao. This is also just a completely random point. Doesn't really have much basis behind it, but I'm very surprised at how quickly everyone is picking their operators. Everyone, honestly, takes a little bit of time to do so, typically. Even throughout the entirety of the Challenger League season, we saw a lot of moments in which, I don't know, teams were taking their time deciding bans, taking their time deciding operators, using all 20 seconds available to them for the 6 picks. That's not the case so far, and it's only been 2 rounds. However, it seems like everyone is well prepared and well thought out for at least their Oregon attacks and defenses. Everybody immediately picking those operators. There's not really a whole lot of downtime in the op pick phase. Just an interesting note. So, identical operators coming out once again for DG. The 1 swap up for Nyx on the 6 pick from the Dokkaebi. See if the setup changes at all, and it looks like it has, as Excelerate now stacking in towards a tower take as opposed to the master take they were just successful with, so props to them for at least attempting to be dynamic, even off their successes, not waiting for a failure to defer them to a different path. Drone's coming out. As everyone for Excelerate looking for that tower take, and no one really from DG extended that far out. Spades, though, on the cardiac sensor has spotted 1 man droning outside of garage. That's Nyx on the Capitao. Makes his rotate to the garage window. Here's him just pass by, and now rappelling up on the far side. Spades could pull up the cardiac sensor to assess the location, but Nyx is well out of range now as a 3-speed with a pistol out, ripping across to the roof of Kids' windows. Schlong is making his entry in to T1, making his presence known, and everyone so far for Excelerate, including Achieved, who's now repelled out on the Kids' windows, making a bit of noise. A minute has elapsed in the round, and not a lot of reactions so far from the DG defense. Nobody trying to extend out towards dining door or tower door. See finally now Spades popping open the garage door facing North Tower. No one in purview, and everyone in the defense a little bit of trouble here is Evil Waffle. He's going to use his first Toxic Babe. Actually, it's his second one. He's only got 1 remaining. The drone will spot him evacuating Kids, and losing about 40 HP was Evil Waffle. The smoke on the rotate out. Still got Skittles holding in down below with these kill holes through the ceiling to look up towards the windows, awaiting anyone to pop in. Spades spotting out. I believe this is Schlongy. It's actually Crusher on his drone, right underneath the default inside of tower. Spades circling, not noticing that Crusher is directly above him, and now the second drone going to spot him out, and Spades going to have to rip off. The stun canisters coming in from Schlong as he dumps them in from big window, also dispatching the barbed wire, and it looks like it's a full Kids windows take once again from Excelerate. The frag grenade detonating just shy of the feet of Evil Waffle in the hallway, trying to hold the corner from inside generator. Next going to be dumping in the asphyxiating and smoke bolts, hopping in from big window and rushing in directly behind the bomb for the plant. The cover is going to back out, but Schlongy and Achieved are both going to grab kills with the Claymore and the C8 on Spades and Evil Waffle, and the plant is being completed now in a 5v2. It's just Skittles alone as he was facing a 1v5 before he claimed the life of Biologic. Launching a Nitro skyward, but not in range of anyone. He's going to have to back off with the MPX in a 1v4. Everyone on DG, or sorry, in Accelerate in good position health-wise and positioning as well to cover this diffuser place at the big window. Insurmountable task here for Skittles, but he'll peck away one by one as another one falls on Crusher, laying in shots to the big window, but Schlongy in reciprocation will end Skittles' attempt at possibly the best ace we would have seen all Challenger League season. Unfortunate for him, but Accelerate lose the first one. Fire back with 2 straight. It's now a 2-1 game in their favor. This opens up Laundry Room, where DG will elect to go and disrupt. Having some trouble holding the objective. That's the issue. Their roam game, not really exerting much force, not repelling the entry of Accelerate into the building at all. Just surrendering a lot of map control. And it's not an unusual thing on Oregon. Typically, the more reserved defenses do typically win out on Oregon. The ambitious roam games usually get segmented with how compartmentalized Oregon is. But still, a note to be had for DG that their upstairs defense clearly needs some work. And it seems like everyone's just getting a call a fraction late. Everyone is just getting some intel moments after it would have been actionable. And it's an unfortunate sign or sight to see for DG. However, for Accelerate, a good first 3 rounds. Honestly, that first one, the attempted plant at the island, I think if you pull that plant back towards the laundry bins or the main stairs or behind the washing machine, you probably have a little bit of luck, because if you're over at the laundry bins and the Nitro's range won't hit, it could be a 3-0 lead for Accelerate. And like I said, losing Gotcha is massive for Disrupt. Losing the voice behind all of your push, losing that commanding power behind your team can be devastating. And it's not like DG doesn't have good players. That's never been in question. It's about the coordination and the instruction from the team. That's the part that appears to be missing for DG, is they're playing it as they would have in the past. It just seems like their late round calls aren't coming through properly, or they're just not getting the right intel to action or to act upon late round. Early round, they're fine. Their initial setups and their timing is fine as far as their evacuations and their maneuvering of the map early game. It's late round where they appear to just not know when to make the right push at the right time. And I think that's where Gotcha came into play much stronger for the team in the past, but this is a hurdle they'll have to overcome, as Gotcha is long gone, moving on to greener pastures with Evil Geniuses. Once again, Spades lasing in some shots. This time he's made his way into Attic and just firing through the slit window towards Connector.
Clear.
Crusher popping open the hatch. Once again, Accelerate having not really any interest to push in through, meeting an attempt to clear it out. Probably even less so after last time when they noticed everyone bailing out. Nick's, though, going to spot Mod on the drone. Picking up an ADS as he hears an EMP get laid down. He'll place it right back down. So the ADS tricking somewhat useful, although no one from Accelerate attempting to act upon this. Finally, shots will come down from the L85 of Bio to drop Spades, and that's your T2 coverage. So looks like Bio might attempt to make an entry in through the towers. Crusher opens up a peek hole into meeting on the pantry wall. It's an alteration from the initial attack they took last time. Achieved, looks like he's unsure of whether or not he wants to press in. He's just holding now, see if Mod will get a little aggressive on the peaks. Frag grenade being pulled out now as Mod makes his escape. Achieved will put that back away on the repin in his back pocket, and there goes Mod dropping down as they notice that Bio has made his entry in, made his presence known at the back of the tower. Well, with a minute remaining, it's a 5v4 this time for Accelerate. And they've displaced one Nitro from play already. It's just Skittles now who's left on the Nitro cell, and it sounded like the hatch above him was being breached open. No, but it is soft, and that was actually the classroom wall finally getting popped open for an angle to be visible for Accelerate. 42 seconds now, ticking away for the attack. Try and facilitate this plant, and they're in a good spot here. Nick still has his smoke canisters that he's dropping down now. First set of phone calls will ring down on the logic bomb. The Toxic Babe not going to land in position, but the Evil Eye zapping away at Nick's not landing? Fascinating. Mod, though, is going to grab the first kill for DG, but the plant gets completed. Nicky is going to be in a world of hurt now, down against the bomb. Schlongy and Crusher are going to get kills of their own onto Mod and Evil Waffle, so now it's down to Skittles and Remorse. One hallway, one inside a closet. It's a bad position to work out of, and a technical 2v3 now. I'll clean up next to confirm that man count. You still got a man playing in from behind. Achieved has now been down by Remorse, but so is Remorse, and the reciprocating frag grenade that got launched down. Attempt for the revive possible, and Skittles doesn't even have a nitro cell. He had the bulletproof camera. The revive successful and spraying wildly in towards Classroom. Not a single bullet would land, and Accelerate. 3 straight rounds on the attack of Oregon. Good change from round number 1 for them as the lights go up, and seemingly the lights fading now for Disrupt. As things started off brightly for them, but dimming with every passing round. Once again, we throw up the scoreboard. 7 kills now for Crusher on a breach roll. And like I said, it's only about 5 seconds that op pick is taking for each of these teams. I think the longest segment of all of this is 6 pick, because it's gotta be 20 seconds. So, jumping back in for the last round of the first half on the first map of Oregon. Just a reminder for everyone in chat and everyone who's possibly come a little late to the party. It is a best of 3 between DG and Excelerate. The winner of this will move on to face Elephant Gang in the Season 8 Challenger League North American Playoff Finals. That's a mouthful. All that means is the winner of that best of 3 between Elephant Gang and the winner of this game will automatically advance to Pro League for Season 9. The loser of that game in the finals, however, not this game, the loser of that eventual final, will have a shot to play Noble in a best of 3 relegation match to see if they could claim a seed in Pro League as well. As far as my understanding goes, even if you're the number 2 seed in NA, or sorry, the number 2 seed in CL, and you beat the number 7 seed in Pro League, I think you still get the 8 seed because of the automatic promotion. Not sure how that would break down as far as seeding, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Still pretty far removed from that, and if anyone is curious where that game will be happening, it will be on the main channel from the Pro League studio in Katowice. Crusher making his entry in through Dining from Small Tower. Heading over to retrieve his drone as more drones descend upon the map, trying to acquire the information in the same rotations and setups for both of these teams. No one really making any alterations. I think Spades is going to elect to play a little more passive on these 2-2 stairs, not trying to sacrifice that nitro cell, as Skittles has also opted to pull out the nitro cell instead of the bulletproof camera this time, so probably the better option there of the two. Everyone else, though, sticking with the operator, sticking with the setup, and now the X-Kairos coming out into the front of meeting wall instead of on the pantry wall. I guess they just want to take more of an actionable angle. Achieved a little bit of a dangerous position there, sitting right outside inside a bathroom hallway, but no one looking to take the fight just yet. Schlong is taking a little bit of damage upstairs, and he's made his way to the bottom of the main stairs. Spotting out Remorse playing that deployable shield he's run every single time downstairs in the hallway. Nitro Cell getting launched straight up in towards Classroom, but it only looked like it hit Achieved but did no damage, and it's way out of range to do any significant damage anyway. So that's one of the Nitro Cells sacrificed now by Spades as he made his return to site. Remorse taking a little bit of damage as well as the impacts come soaring in to dispatch of his deployable shield, his station inside of hallway. A minute remains, we're still in a 5v5, and I'm waiting to see the breakout here from Mod, who is stuck inside of meeting behind sandbags. However, Schlongy will dispatch his Spades, only losing a little bit more HP in the engagement. Now the smokes come down, the stuns descend into hallway. The Toxic Babe landing straight on Nyx as he'll have to sprint straight forward to the washing machine. Remorse gonna drop Bio, but Achieved on the trade as watching the plant from down below. Here comes another Nitro Cell in, and it stops the plant just in time, but Remorse will fall after in a trade out from Achieved. The plant being re-engaged now by Schlongy at the washing machine. Mod trying to bust his way out of meeting, and Skittles down below. A second too late this time around from him, as he was the saving grace in the first part. But now, Sacrificial Lamb as he's left alone. 1v2, has to stick a defuse and get 2 kills, and holding the top of the stairs once again is Achieved. It's a 4-1 lead for Accelerate Gaming. After dropping the first round, grabbing their bearings are Accelerate, and ascending now to a 4-1 lead. Almost a chokehold on Oregon, but now that's the end of the first half. They'll have to swap to defense and continue that same kind of dominance throughout the map. It's been a hard game for DG so far, just unable to really find their groove, find their mojo, keep their momentum. It's been a bit of a rough one for them, quite honestly. Accelerate, looking to lock things out nice and easily on map number 1. And take us to laundry room and supply room. Achieved 6 picking off the vigil to the dock. Okay. Interesting one. Not the most common. Spade still hasn't locked in. As I say that, he will. So, no 6 picks coming out from DG. Been a bit of a theme so far, really. Only a couple 6 picks from Spades throughout the map tonight. Mute as well coming out from Accelerate. Crusher with a different idea of where he wants those positions to be from the jammers. He's got one on top of the laundry machine currently, where Nyx will also drop an Evil Eye. Fascinated to see what the Accelerate, I almost called them Excellence. That's awkward. Achieved heading up to the attic, but I'm excited to see what this setup is going to look like here from Accelerate. Already pre-shooting open the classroom wall is bio, and I'm not sure if that's enough to be able to stop the thermite charge from getting it. There is no thermite anyway afforded to the attackers as Evil Waffle picking up the Hibana roll as Breach. Seems like almost an identical setup coming from the defenders, although Schlongy playing very aggressive inside of the shower's hallway. A laze of pre-fire got sent in towards that window, and now, yeah, this is what we saw from Accelerate earlier on the season. This late reinforcement on the rotate, just trying to get aggressive to acquire a kill early, and then backing off to fully reinforce off meeting. So like I said, pretty similar hold coming out here. You got one on the T2 stairs, you got 2 inside a meeting, and 2 in the basement to hold out. The real difference being that it's the Maestro of Nyx, that anchor that Remorse was playing in the hallway behind the deployable shield that has rotated up to the tower stairs, and now getting a little aggressive towards the armory window from that same window Spades was battling with before. It's Mod at the top of the stairs and ducking into armory to avoid the lancing of fire coming back at his head in return. Mod watching the bottom of the stairs, waiting for anyone to get a little aggressive, and it's not Crusher. It's actually Bio holding with the shotgun, but the hatch is gonna begin to be opened up now by Evil Waffle, and a mute jammer gonna be placed on his reinforcement inside of closet. Achieve battling out, and this is the opposite of what we saw DG doing, quite honestly, is no one really wanted to take the battle outside of meeting towards the front from DG. Hibana pellets coming out from Evil Waffle onto the pantry wall and towards meeting as well, trying dispatch of this hold, but Schlongy and Achieve both content to hold their ground. Achieve is going to rotate and fill in where Nyx was previously playing. Fire in towards the garage door, not going to land on anyone, so just approaching a minute remaining once again. 2 minutes have elapsed and no kills, so identical playstyles from either side. ADS is catching out some throwables coming into sight as Evil Waffle going to launch in his last remaining stun grenade to try and burn out the ADS. Spades trying to dispatch of anyone playing in the hallway. The deployable shield will fall. Still have a bulletproof camera, I believe, to deal with. No, that's gone. Waiting to initiate the plant now, and Schlongy hasn't backed out. This is the big difference between the DG and Accelerate defenses, that no one really wants to go for the back out and retreat. Schlongy and Achieve both upstairs could come through the flank through meeting. You have Skittles gonna hold that flank watch right now. Mod watching the hallway is here come the asphyxiating bolts and smokes as Evil Waffle's gonna need to go in, but the Toxic Babe repelling him momentarily. Schlongy gets overhealed as he tries to bust his way out of pantry wall. Skittles though gonna grab the first kill onto Achieved, rushing through meeting. Schlongy's gonna crawl right past, and here he comes from in behind. He's gonna drop one, and the second one, his Mod will fall. It's down to a 4v3 as Evil Waffle tries to get the plant down. Skittles covering from the top side, but now it's just Spades and Evil Waffle trying to get the plant down. It's Evil Waffle alone as he's successful in doing so, and grabs 1 kill in the process, but will eventually fall to Schlongy from the backside. A huge push out of meeting from him, the difference maker between the two defensive styles. And it's a match point for Accelerate on defense. Try and send us home on map number 1 and push us to Consulate. Chokehold on the map now at a 5-1 lead. Match point for Accelerate. Disrupt just coming up short in a lot of these rounds. It's not really strategy. It seems like it's just teamwork issues, honestly. And the fact that Schlongy was able to A, hang around inside a meeting for so long, and then B, bust out and grab, I think, 3.5 kills, possibly 4. That's it's a bit of a problem there for DG. Unfortunately, it was Skittles there holding, but a great job from Schlongy to hit the deck and go for the army crawl underneath the breach hole that Evil Waffle had made on the pantry wall to evade the sight line that Skittles was holding from inside a kitchen. They'll go for an op swap this time, as Skittles is going to head to the Zofia and Spades. We'll pick up the Thatcher, but same 5 operators nonetheless. 6 pick from Pulse to Valkyrie from Achieved, and that's actually pretty shocking, is how demonstrous Achieved has been on Pulse all season. It's a little bit of a shock to me to see him go for the swap right now to a Valkyrie. It's not like he hasn't done amazing things on Valkyrie as well, just his Pulse play has been from another planet this season in Challenger League. There was one game, I can't remember if it was against DG actually, it might have been the game against DG on Bank. I think he had 12 kills through 3 rounds on Pulse, on defense, on Bank. It was either against DG, or it was against,
10 seconds remaining.
I'm failing to remember the opponent, but, Achieved has been a nut this season on Pulse. And, honestly, any operator that has a Nitro Shell he does well with, just something about that UMP, he has a lot of proficiency and favorability with. DG, backs against the wall, looking to at least get 4 straight rounds to push us to overtime. And then after that, we still got some issues. Gotta win best 2 out of 3 in overtime, and it looks like Excelerate have prepped for this tower take. I'm not sure if they were just extra vigilant on the VOD watching or what's going on, but great anticipation nonetheless, whether it was intentional or not, from Excelerate to hold T3 and T2 here from Achieved and Schlongy. Achieved getting a little bit aggressive and missing the drone, unfortunately. You're going to see this is Skittles taking the engagement, exposing his leg for only a moment, and none of the bullets from the MPX going to land and do any damage. And Nitro Cell getting launched deep out, and that's Remorse falling, going for the jump now with the MPX. No! Achieved will fall, dropping Spades to 1 HP. That's the MPX for you. You still have Schlongy upstairs inside of T3. Not sure if DG are aware of this. He could play it safe and wait it out. A frag grenade being launched in tells me that they are aware of his presence, and Crusher taking a lot of shots from the backside. Again, making his presence known, forcing DG to waste a little bit of time. You see Skittles on half HP as well, a little bit lower than that. Spades on literal 2. There's not a lot left to fight with here for Spades, and unable to go for the reset safely, as he could just have Schlongy head down to T2 and jump out a window as well. The skeleton key removing the floorboards below Schlongy's feet, forcing him to evacuate a little bit further out towards the ladder. Also the stun canisters now from Skittles, and Evil Waffle on the window launching in stun grenades. Spades making his entry down below, very exposed from the outside. The shot's coming up through the floor, not gonna land. One will tag the foot, but Schlongy wins it out onto Mod, has to hit the reload. Finally, Evil Waffle will come in and clean him up. Spades trying to push back out, and Crusher could have come in for the engagement, but thinks better of it with 60 seconds remaining. This tower hold has done a lot of damage to DG. The health advantage strongly in the favor of Excelerate to lock this out, especially with the amount of utility remaining. One zap from an Evil Eye will end Spades, and it looks like he is going to go for the reset. Jumping off the tower, and Skittles will have to pick him up. Evil Waffle making some entry progress in through Attic, and also launching in some shots to Kids. Honestly, just trying to get anything he can at this point. An aggressive peek from Nyx, ill-advised, and he'll fall for it. Evil Waffle with the Type 89 with dispatch of Nyx, and that's the Maestro gone, so there goes the Evil Eye possibility, but all 3 attackers remaining on limited HP versus Crusher and Bio. Got one of Spades rotating to the big window while the last 2 repel. Evil Waffle's going to take down Crusher on an attempted run on it, so now it's all down to Bio. Launching a Toxic Babe at the big window, both repelling in. Bio gets one with the SMG, but has to turn and hide. Tries to facilitate a reload, but Spades, the 1 HP, returned to 50 savior from the big window, banging through the mattress will at least keep DG's hopes alive. And that was a yeet and a half. Absolutely. Sends the C4 downtown, goes to the vault, and honestly, I'm a little surprised he hit that Nitro Cell too. I'm a little surprised he hit that, to be quite honest. I didn't think that was coming all that close. Well, DG lived to fight another day on Oregon. Not really sure even that round fills me with much confidence as far as being able to run this back the distance and take the win in overtime, but I mean, Elephant Gang were in this position, and there were some difficulties against Vicious in the last game. We have seen a myriad of comebacks in all different forms, in all different leagues, and all different times, and all different maps. It's possible for DG, just the future does not look all that bright for them, at least on Oregon. Still have another 2 maps after this, possibly. Once again, for any of the newcomers coming in, anyone who's wondering, anyone who hasn't hit the command that was hopefully made by the mods, I'm praying at this point, but the maps are Oregon, then Consulate, and then Clubhouse will be our decider should we need it between Accelerate and Disrupt. Top floor defense coming out once again. I was just going to say, nobody's hit the reinforcements on Generator Wall just yet, but as I was thinking it, Bio comes in to clean that up on the setup, and I imagine DG might be a little more, yeah, a little more avoidant of a tower take this time, as it's just Spades that spawns in construction, and everyone from DG altering the strategy. Wouldn't be at all surprised if Accelerate also expect this. That, almost, honestly, it's the over-aggression, I think, from Accelerate that lost that round and the ability to lock out Oregon. There was an ill-advised peek from Nyx on the Maestro in through connector window from inside a generator towards the left T2 window, and then also a run-out by Crusher in a 3v3 that eliminated their man count control, so honestly, I think if Accelerate played that a little more reserved, it could have been an easy victory for Accelerate, and we could have already been at our break awaiting map number 2. Drone from Spades is going to come down and spot out Achieved in the basement, as he turns on his electronics detector, or I guess the cassette threat, as being called on the Elite skin. Making his way through, but no. Here comes Achieved, the Pulse Master. Maybe second to Canadian, but at least in Challenger League this season, the absolute Pulse Master will dispatch of Spades on his roam clear downstairs, and that'll again set Disrupt on their back foot to begin things in round number 8. Like I said, not impossible for DG to bring back, but the chances are fleeting every single passing second. Big window's gonna get ripped open from Evil Waffle, and Skittles on a bottom clear now, trying to make his way through with Mod as he rips up the floor. No bottom pressure remaining as Achieved has now made his return upstairs. Not sure if he spot the crossing of Skittles there. He does. It's a pre-fire, but won't land, and will at least, once again, scare Skittles into possibly making an ill-advised move. Shots being sent in from the big window from Remorse as he tags up with Evil Waffle. The directionality of the push here for DG, a little concerning, as it looks like their entire plan is just to head in through the big window. Mod taking a little bit of damage as Achieved engages in battle from all the way inside of Meeting through the roadside. Reinforcement stalling out any pre-fires. Achieved gonna start pressing through, and once again, ADS is catching out utilities. 30 seconds left, and it does look like this is the game plan. Evil Waffle gonna vault in and hit a Lesion Mine. Stuck at the big window, a second Toxic Babe. Not gonna do any damage, but Evil Waffle walks straight into it. Everyone on DG once again severely injured. Evil Waffle trying to complete the plan at the big window as Skittles maneuvers his way up the white stairs. Makes it to the top and backs right back out. Bio is going to grab the kill on Evil Waffle before Remorse can trade. Achieved tacks onto Skittles. It's just Remorse now left in the 1v3 now as he claims one. Claims another one onto Nyx with the Para, but now has to whip out the Beretta. Vaulting up onto the big window. You've got a flank coming in from Achieved and Crusher at the big window. They're both pincering in for the peak. Turning around to try and stick the defuse now as Crusher, as all Achieved has to do is hold the angle up against Remorse. Remorse, though, able to take down Achieved and firing in, but no, it'll be Crusher. Not sure if there's a Claymore or not, but he's not even going to risk it, and that is going to be map number 1 going in the favor of Accelerate Gaming over Disrupt. And on the Vault, there was no Claymore. He could have got his kill anyway. But that's map number 1 in the books. Accelerate take it 6-2 on Oregon up against DG. I'll be honest, an outcome I wasn't exactly expecting. Shocking to me that that had happened, and honestly, it really did look like DG just didn't have all of their bearings about them. But that's map